So we're back working on our form, and before we get any further, we need to organize our code a little bit. See, that review variable, we didn't define it anywhere, and it's good practice to define it. We could use ng init, but like we mentioned before, it's better to do initialization inside a controller. So let's create a controller for our review form. We'll call it review controller, and the only thing we need to do inside of it so far is to initialize a property called review and set it equal to an empty object. Then on our form, we're going to use the ng controller directive and attach the review controller as review CTRL. Why are we using CTRL? Because if you read other people's Angular code, they'll often use that as an alias, just adding CTRL. Now we need to update all the expressions to use this controller alias, so let's do that. Perfect. Now let's make our form actually submit and do something. We need a new directive for that. In this case, ng submit. ng submit allows us to call a function when the form is submitted. So we'll simply specify ng submit review controller dot add review, and we're going to send in the current product that we're iterating through, from our store controller. Next step, we need to define this function inside of our review controller. So here's the add review function. It takes in product as a single argument. Then we'll get the product's current reviews by calling product.reviews, and we'll push the controller's review, this.review, onto the reviews array. Now if we jump back into the form, we can go ahead and submit our review. You can see it gets added, but now the form wasn't cleared out and our live preview wasn't either. So it looks like we have two different reviews. That's not good. So how might we reset the form, which will clear out the live preview as well? So now jumping back into our code, inside the add review function, we simply need to set this.review equal to a brand new JavaScript object. This should properly clear out the form and hide that live preview. Now let's jump into the form and see what happens. So now if we type in a review, hit submit, you can see that the form gets cleared out and we no longer see duplicate reviews. Before we get into the challenges, you might have noticed, if you're playing along at home, that we're not persisting this data. If you were to refresh the page after adding a review, it would get blown away. We're not saving this to a server anywhere, and that's okay. We'll get to that eventually in this course. But in the meantime, go practice this stuff.